What up, guys? This is Caleb here. I'm back with another video, and this one's not going to be of like any tips or anything like that. It's not going to be one of those. I knew like 3 weeks ago I said I was going to do a video on if it snowed, and I never got to do that. So I'm going to do a little bit of that right now because it did snow. It snowed like about a foot and a half of snow, and then it all melted like a day after Thanksgiving or 2 days after Thanksgiving. So, yeah. But, we still have like a foot, about maybe 10 inches. I can't really tell. I ain't measuring it. Again, I did it last year in October, don't ask me. But, me and my dad were planning on going ice fishing this weekend if it didn't warm up last weekend, but it warmed up and like all the ice just melted because we had like 8 to 9 inches of ice. Safe ice, it's pretty thick ice. But did go ice fishing. My dad still doesn't know that I do YouTube though, so I'm going to tell him once I get close to 1,000 subscribers though. So yeah, but I'm just gonna be talking about. Well, I shot my first buck. I'm just gonna say it. Alright, so it was last week on Friday, day after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving morning, it was negative 20 degrees, and me and my dad were hunting then, and it was negative 20 degrees, and we were freezing. We had the heaters full blast, just dying. But I live in Michigan, just so you guys know. I don't live in Canada, so close to Canada though. But anyways, 2 weeks ago, my dad just bought me a brand new 308, and a day after my dad bought me my 308 on 2 weeks ago on Sunday. Crap! I got snow all over this. But on Sunday, there was a full point that stepped out right around 5:10 ish, right around there. Had to wait a few minutes for it to give me a shot because it was behind a tree. And it gave me, and I shot it. Me and my dad are thinking that it hit a limb and ricocheted, because literally anything can ricochet a bullet. So shot at it, but we had a trail camera set up. It was on and everything. We didn't get any pictures of the buck. We couldn't find any tracks from where the deer ran. And we couldn't find any blood or anything. So after looking for it for about 3 or 4 hours, we gave it time. We did everything right. Just couldn't find it. So anyways, next week on Friday, we got out of school. We only had half a day of school on Wednesday, so we got out, went hunting, saw 3 or 4 does. Same thing on Thursday. Negative 20 degrees out. We're freezing. There's a doe that comes out right around 12. It has frost on its back, just covered. It looks like an albino deer, but it's not. Just frost. And then we have to leave to go to our Thanksgiving dinner. And the next day, we go out. We get out there right around 12. And we only saw one doe, and I was only there for like 5 minutes. I was getting bored, and my dad had his computer with him because he was doing work. But we also brought some movies with us, and he's like, "Are you bored?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, do you want to watch a movie on my computer or something like that?" I'm like, "Sure." But he had earbuds, so we could watch it like that. We didn't have it out loud. And it was Scooby-Doo 2, the original one, just if you're wondering. And, well, my dad put that on and we were watching it. And we were in like a cabin because you can bait in Michigan. Our bait pile is out like 50 yards from where we are. And then we also have a cone feeder out like 75 yards from where we are. So we're just sitting on a cabin. We have one window open and we have like a big bloody heater in there, a toaster, a microwave, Yeah, you guys probably won't call it hunting. I don't really call it hunting either, but it's easier that way than, well, freezing to death in a stand that doesn't have any insulation, because we have like a 12-foot stand out there at a hunting camp, and it's like 12 feet long by like 6 feet wide. 8 feet wide. It's like this, but just bigger, right behind me there. But anyways, we were just in there, and then my dad just gets up, and we just plan on spending the night on Wednesday and waking up on Thursday, but the breaker kept kicking, so we just went home and woke up early on Thursday, and then we came back on Friday, and we had like all kinds of food there. So we had like those microwavable mac and cheese. So my dad was hungry. He's like, "Are you hungry?" I'm like, "Sure." I didn't know he was going to do that. And then he just starts heating up mac and cheese. I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And then we eat the mac and cheese. I literally just get done eating my mac and cheese, and 3 minutes later, I'm still watching Scooby-Doo. And then my dad looks out the window and he's like, "Deer." And he's like, "It's a buck. You can shoot it. You can shoot it." And he gets my gun, gives it to me. I look at it. I'm like, "Yep. Those antlers are at least 3 inches, because you have to have, the buck has to have at least one antler that's 3 inches or bigger to shoot. And you can't shoot any does in my area." So, and there's like 3 does behind him. He doesn't pay any attention to them. So he comes in there. He like eats some food from the bait. He gets some corn, and then he's walking back, and he starts walking back to the does. And then he literally just stops, just with his butt facing us, pretty much. He wasn't quartered anyway. He was like an eighth away. Literally, it was like the toughest shot I've ever seen. Like, I'm right here. This is my face. This is his butt right here. This part right here is his butt. It's like that. It's just like pretty much just straight to me. It's just turned a little bit. It was almost 90 degrees to us, but it wasn't quite 90 degrees. It wasn't quite 90 degrees to us. It was like 75 degrees to us or something like that. It was almost, like, seriously, its butt was like right in our faces pretty much. And my dad's like, and it just stops, and my dad's like, "All right, you can shoot it now." I'm like, yeah. And I literally just aim for like 3 seconds, pull the trigger, shoots off. Dude jumps like 8 feet in the air and then just runs. I felt pretty good about the shot. I knew I hit him. I didn't know where I hit him. I had it right on the shoulder, and it was a 308, so we were expecting an exit wound anyways, so yeah. So then we wait about 15 minutes. We finished the movie, because there was like 5 minutes left in the movie. And I'm glad I didn't take any longer to aim, because if I had taken any longer, they would have just been out there. They would have ran out there, because I literally shot the buck, and then like 3 or 4 seconds later, the corn feeder just goes off, and they always just run away when the corn feeder goes off, and then come back in like an hour later. And I'll remind you guys that this buck came in at around 4:30ish, 4 o'clock, and the corn feeder went off right after he ran out of our sight, and we were just like, "Oh!" I told my dad, I was like, "Oh, I'm shaking." I'm just like, "Oh yeah." The corn feeder just went off. I was just laughing, but my heart was beating like, but my hands, like when I'm shooting a gun, I just like target practice with it. My hands was like shaking a little bit, like this, just shaking. So I'm never dead on, but when I see a buck, my hands are just still. Like, seriously, they're still. And my teacher hunts, and he said, for when I shot at that 4-point, he said that, well, if you had it on your rest, the gun could have kicked up, and it could have went high. So I'm like, oh, okay. So when I shot that, I literally gripped the gun. I was holding onto it. There was no way it was moving. I didn't feel a kick. I just shot. I didn't feel any kick at all. Deer ran off. But anyways, so after 15 minutes is up or whatever, I don't even remember, 17 minutes maybe, we get our knives out of our car and our tag, and we go out there, track it. It ran about 30 or 40 yards and died. I hit it like really far back. I hit it in like the very last rib, but since it was on an angle, it didn't touch the gut. My dad thought he hit in the gut, but it just went right past the gut, hit in the lung, and skimmed the heart. So it was a good, fast, clean kill. And then we had our knives with us, and my dad had gutted a deer since like 1990 or something like that, 1996, whenever he shot his 10-point and a doe. But that was back when you could shoot those. Now you can't anymore. But anyways, since he didn't really remember how to gut it, I kind of knew how to gut it. Not really though, because this was my first deer that I had ever shot. So I was just trying to help him any way I could. It literally took from like 4:45 or something like that to 6 o'clock just to get, like, it took us about 45 minutes to gut the stupid thing, but it was like 37 degrees out, so it wasn't too bad. It wasn't cold, so we gutted it, but the stupid butthole wouldn't come out, so I dragged it back. Yeah, I dragged it back to our cabin, and we hung it up in a tree, and then we had to cut the pelvic bone like 6 times just to rip the butthole out. And my dad's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, I knew we should have gotten that butt out. So it's just like this plastic thing, you stick it into its butt, and then you twist it, and then it pulls out the butt. But anyways, it took forever just to do that. We had it hanging up in a tree, like 2 feet off the ground. And then we were leaving, we were on the road. I was about to lock the gate, and my dad's like, oh, wait. He's like, get in the car, and then we back up, and he's like, we forgot to put the tag on your deer. And we was like, oh, crap. So we had to get the ladder, back out, put it back up into the tree, put the tag on its antlers. And this bike, it had a huge body, but the antlers were tiny. Like, seriously, they were just barely big enough to shoot. Like, the one antler, it was a spike that shot, I'll tell you now. It was a spike. The one antler was about 3 inches, and the other one was 4 inches. So it was legal to shoot. Just barely. Like, seriously, that's the smallest spike I've ever seen. But that was the biggest body I've ever seen on this deer. On a spike before, so I just shot it, My dad has a tag, so we couldn't get another buck. But I shot it. I hit it, so yeah, we had to go back, tag it. And then we went right to Walmart. We got a dehydrator and all kinds of stuff. But the weird thing about this buck was, how with my 4-point, we didn't get any pictures of it on the trail camera? Well, we didn't get any pictures of this buck on the trail camera either. And it was standing right in front of the trail camera for like a minute about or something like that. And the trail camera didn't get any pictures of it. So she's like, seriously? It's fine. It'll take pictures of any deer. It's a good camera. I just got it this year. But I didn't get a picture of that. And I didn't get a picture of the 4-point either. So that, I was just like, what the heck? So I only take pictures of deer that I don't shoot at. So when I do shoot at them, and you shot at them, you don't get a picture of it. So just stupid trail camera. Just get my money back. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I hope that you liked this video. And I just got one more tip. one more thing to tell you guys. Please go subscribe to PewDiePie. We don't want T-Series to beat them. We don't, because, what are they, German? I don't know. Like, we want PewDiePie to win. Just go subscribe to PewDiePie. We don't want T-Series to pass him. We want PewDiePie to be the first YouTuber to 100 million subscribers. And that's a lot. Holy crap. So yeah, just go subscribe to him, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.